to Maximum Voice, our first lesson of the singing basics. I'm really thrilled to start out with you now. What we're going to talk about today is your support, which means your diaphragm or solar plexum, but also your pelvis floor. Some of the things that I am going to explain are going to be repeated in the exercise videos. So don't be afraid if you don't catch it all in the first moment. You're going to have the exercise video where I'm also going to explain a lot of stuff. Let's start with the solar plexum. What is the solar plexum? It's a big layer of muscle that is capable of pushing and pulling our rib cage, which the effect of is that the rib cage is with the lung in it is getting bigger or smaller, which causes us to breathe in or breathe out. So when we're breathing in, what is happening is that this muscle layer is stretching out in all directions. We're going big in the chest and we start to breathe in like. So when I'm breathing out, like I just did it, after having like all this tension, pulling open the rib cage, we are relaxing this muscle again. It pulls together again, pulls together the rib cage, smallen the space we have there, and we're automatically starting to exhale. I would like to do a first little exercise with you. I just simply want you to take a deep breath in and leave it out again. Let's do it together. So, if you just like looked a little bit on yourself, maybe you recognize that breathing in is taking much more energy than breathing out, which is coming from what I just explained. When we breathe in, we have this muscle very much tense and with a lot of power pushing out the rib cage, which costs a lot of power. And then we go into relaxation and breathe out. Let's try that again. We're gonna experience that again. We do it 3 times now. Let's do it together. Maybe what you already noticed is that I mainly breathe into my belly and not into my shoulders. I do it as good as possible today. Maybe I am moving a little bit because I'm a little bit exaggerating everything for you so you can see it. Let me show you from the side so you can also see my belly movement. We take a big breath in. And let's do that a 3rd time. Very well. Now that you can feel your diaphragm, I want to go to the first exercise for the diaphragm. What I want to do with you is an exercise called PT and K. You're gonna find that exercise in the exercise list. You're gonna have a very, very nice description of it there. So I'm only going to do it briefly, gonna explain a little bit about it, and then we're gonna go forward to the belly, lower belly support. PT and K, the exercise is looking like this. This is the first part of this exercise. What you can see is I take a lot of effort in moving the muscle, the solar plexum, to get a very compressed air out of here, like I'm spitting a cherry core or as if I'm spitting an arrow to a bullseye. If you have trouble with this, it's a very nice way to experience this movement first, because I can explain it as much as I want now, but what you really need is experience how it feels to move like that. So the first thing you can do is you can try a fake sneeze, which goes like achoo. What you saw me just doing is I was still, even though I'm not ill today, like sneezing into my elbow. Even if it's COVID or not, I really ask you to be a little bit careful with these exercises because we do push out a lot of air. So be that friendly to whomever else you're doing this exercise with, maybe to not face each other. So try it out, the fake sneeze, and you might want to lay your hand somewhere around here on your rib cage. It's the uppest, lowest part of your rib cage, which also like where's your sternum going to. And you don't want to put your hand too low on your belly because then you don't really feel it. You don't want to put it up on your chest because you're also not going to feel it, but really in the middle where the rib cage ends, in front of here. So girls, for you, this might be where your bra starts. And for you guys, if you take this part of your hand and you put it into the joint here, that's actually where you should be laying your hand. For everybody in between, you can do the same. I guess you're all gonna find this part because it's really not that hard to find. Okay, so if you got that, you got the fake sneeze, put your hand here and like feel from the inside and with your hand how it's moving. What you also can do would be coughing instead. So we could do like, you're also going to feel this solar plexus movement that you want to have for your PTK exercise. If this is all not working for you, we can do something else. We could try to like sarcastically laugh. So you can put your hand here again and you go like ha 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 ha. So you know why I'm saying sarcastically laughing, right? So this is also all the power is coming from here now, pushing the air out. And a last exercise you can do to just get a hang on this feeling how this should be moving would be my favorite way to do it. It's called the hey exercise, which I'm also might be putting up on this channel. I'm not sure because it's quite easy. Yeah, what you want to do is you want to imagine someone dropped their wallet on the street and pacing off really quickly to, I don't know, catch a train or whatever, and you see it and you want to call this person back. So like you grab that wallet and you call out to the person like, hey! Hey, wait! What you just heard was a very well outside directed yell. And we are going to use this also if we go into belting later, because what it does, you have a very well support here, good power, and you have the seat of your voice right in front of here. Please really try to get in front of there. If you want to know how it sounds when you do it wrong, you can like look into football a little bit. There everybody goes like, hey! And that's really not good. It's going really deeply into your throat. It even bothered me right now when I did it for you. So we don't want the footballer, we want calling back, hey! Which is like this very bright and clear sound you have in front of your face. Also here you have this really nice attacky feeling. And so if you experienced it with one of those now, you can try to put it on the PTK. You can pause this video right now, try it, because I am going to do it with the second part of this exercise, which is F, S, and SCH. I'm gonna show you right now. So if you want to go one round, you do PTK followed by FSSCH. And if you wonder why I'm doing this in two different ways, check out the exercise video. I'm explaining that very well there. Good. So one full round for you before we go to the pelvis floor. From PTK till the end. Good. So you can check that out in the exercise video if you want to practice with it. Just go to the channel with the exercise videos and you will find it there. We go to the pelvis floor now. Why is that so important? I remember having a long time in my career where I wasn't even aware of that, and I figured it out after a while that this actually is the most important part of our support. So most of you are probably asking now, what's our pelvis floor? Our pelvis floor is a 3-timed muscle layer in our hip, which is regulating the organs, like that they're sticking stable where they are, also for our balance, and also for what goes out. So meaning pee-pee and poo-poo. This is going to be the fun part of this video actually, because we have to work with that now. So if you want to check out and see if you can actually work with your pelvis floor, or if you need to locate it right now, just imagine you being in France. The old France, I know they have new toilets today. And you're in one of these standing toilets and you're pushing out something bigger. If you now can feel a little pressure in front here, just as much as the buttocks, that's your pelvis floor. And this part of pressure we want to use to stabilize and give power to our voice and to give us the opportunity to have a free larynx and to sing with it without it being like very stiff because we're trying to make it somehow. For example, if you want to sing something like this, I don't have to turn away for that right now. And I will always love you. This is what you need your pelvis floor for. First of all, we are controlling our sound, that it stays nice in front and nice and strong, not too shaky if we don't even want this, but also our breath flow, which is something I'm gonna explain in the next video about our breath. So what to do with it now? If you want to practice this, we can derive a new exercise from the PTK exercise. I call it PTK. Why do I say that in German now? I am German, and for me, IEA is like very closed, slightly open, and completely open, which means you will have to work with a different like strength of holdbacks and control you still do over your lips and your teeth. So E is like really close still, you have a very good grip. E is a little bit more open. A is the one we have to put more effort into. Also, why PTK? We want to have this hit, so you sing it really straightly, and then we want to give that up to your pelvis floor, who wants to keep the power and the control. You can see it a little bit with me here right now, that like when I give pressure here, I can move the lower belly, it's coming outside a little bit. It's a little bit like a singing baby, you know? So what you want to do now is you give the PTK hit and the EEA as a hold-on note you want to support with your pelvis floor. Sounding like this. P T K. If you practice with this a little bit, you can not only practice your pelvis floor, but you also practice to work together with your solar plexus and the pelvis floor, which in the end we want to have and to do. And you can practice that on any song you want to do. Also on your originals. For example, I have a song that I wrote and it was like somewhere in a really weird vocal position that like tone-wise. And I had a really hard time with it. Until I figured out how to stabilize it. So without doing it, it was sounding like this. Look up, I'm not a fading soul, I am flesh and blood. Which is still okayish and better than it was back when I wrote it, because I learned to. But it can also sound like this. Look up, I'm not a fading soul, I am flesh and blood. So what you might have heard now, it was like much more voluminous. The voice was much more in control. I could even give a little bit more emotionality in it, even though I didn't do it much right now. And so this is all much more secure and much more quality wise if I use my pelvis floor. You will have to use this one on everything you're singing. So just practice with everything you can get. Take the tutorial, practice with this. We are probably going to do some more of those exercises, but this right now was the most important part for your support. I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you in the next episode about the breath. Bye!